Hey, Cottonwood Valley Farm followers, it's Matt out here, and I'm out here in the field, and it's time for a crop update. It is Thursday, June 12th. This is a video I haven't really wanted to make because May and the first week of June were nothing but torrential rains out here. We planted about the second week of May and then received roughly 15 inches of rain out here in the next 40 days. A lot of those rains coming down in 2-3 inches an hour interval, and just cells that would dump on it. Caused a lot of washing. When we get down to the other end of the field, I'll show you how much water ran down through them. And because of that, I'm guessing, and this is a guesstimation, crop loss of 30 to 40% of the plants. So let's just say 35% of the transplants didn't take, or drowned, or damped off. But what I'm going to show you is what we do have growing. The sun has come out this week. We do have crops going on. I've been out here just checking everything. We've rototilled some this week, just trying to work out some of the washouts between the rows. So I'm going to walk you through the field, just give you an idea of what all we see. We've got our butternut squash, our spaghetti squash. Look at all of these blooms on the cantaloupes. Look back down in there. See them all? Just full of flowers. So there's a lot of good going on. When I talk about spaghetti squash, look, right there, coming on. We have crops growing. So that's super exciting, because 3 weeks ago, I wasn't sure any of this would be out here still when you watched how the rains came down. So we're trudging along, just really needing it to dry out. Here in a second, I'll show you how wet it is under this plastic. We've irrigated a total of 1 time for 1 hour since the beginning of May out here. So let's step here. This is where we lost a plant, but you look down here in this hole, see how just muddy that is? So tons of moisture, and we just need these plants to dry out, the roots to dry out underneath them. But anyways, that's the butternut squash. You've seen some spaghetti squash. Looking at the cantaloupes again, just full of flowers this next few rows here. Those are the cantaloupes. Major problem we had in our last video is, you saw we came out here and planted the 240 tomatoes. They're sick. They've had so much water. This is what the tomatoes look like. They're still strong. They're hanging on in there, but we've lost a ton of them down through here, some of the varieties. I've also had a rabbit problem. I've since put down a deer and rabbit repellent spray. It smells awful. I did that last night out here with the spray can, sprayed it on the plastic, and I have a feeling they can smell it because it was strong out here. But anyways, now I'm passing the tomatoes. Zucchini plants. Look what we have. That one's ready to pick tomorrow or the next day. Full of them. All of the plants have them on it. So we have a lot growing out here. The zucchinis, and then look at the summer squashes. All the plants just absolutely full of them. That one's really ready to pick now. I've never grown yellow squash before like that, so that's exciting and just fun to see all the vibrant colors when you look down here in them and see them growing. Then you step over here a couple rows. These are the regular slicing pickles, and then the cucumbers, all of that. And look, little cucumbers. So as bad as it is, we are still gonna have a crop. We are still gonna have produce, just not everything we expected as early as we expected. You talk to any farmer's market person out there in the state of Kansas, at least, in most of the eastern half of the country, everybody is behind, probably about a month. We've got our peppers growing. These just need warm days and warm nights to take off. Really strong roots, new growth on them. I mean, the stems are strong. They're resilient plants, but just need the time. And what I was getting at is, in the greenhouse I'm starting this weekend, second plantings of everything. Watermelons went in the same time as the tomatoes, and they're pretty sick too. But you can see the new growth on them. As long as they hold on, they don't really like wet feet, but my guess is on the watermelons, we've lost 50% of the plants. So there's a second round of those being planted. So hopefully we can have a late August, early September harvest of watermelons out here. And then getting all the way out here in the field, you see a lot of blank rows. these rows were left blank for second and third plantings of things. So that was a plan. We just didn't plan to be so desperate for them. We expected to harvest off the first round, but more peppers and jalapenos right here in all these rows. And like I said, new growth on them all. They're strong in there. They're rooted well. And so that's about it from out here. That's kind of the crop update from the main field. There's a couple more things I want to show you, and we'll end this video tonight back in the greenhouse, back at my house, and I'll show you what's special coming up in trays out there. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back here in the old garden spot. This is where my grandpa always had a garden growing up. This is where we grew pumpkins last year, and wanted to show you our onion crop. These are our candy onions growing out here. Have a whole row of them. And before we go back to town and I show you what's growing in the greenhouse, check out, we do have bunches of radishes ready to go. So this is an early planting. I really planted just to test our planter with, to see if it would do it, and it does somewhat. Okay, we'll deal with it. But we do have radishes, so it's good to see some color out here in the field. But now I'm gonna take you back to town. I'm gonna show you the greenhouse and show you what we have growing up in there. Back in the greenhouse, and this is what's so exciting. You see all of these? These are all trays of pumpkins, planted exactly 1 week ago. Have about 1,600 pumpkins growing, a week old. Excited to get those in about 3 weeks. We'll get the plastic laid and the transplanter out, and we'll have the pumpkin patch growing for this fall. So thanks again for following along. There will be crops this year. It's just been a setback of a spring. Just got to keep your head high and keep growing and get some new things in the ground. So thanks for following along. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks.